today I'm going to cover something that's going on in the Battlebots community. So if you recall, Battlebots World Championship 7 happened in 2022. In 2023, we were going to have Championship 8, but then it got rescheduled to 2025 and eventually canceled, allegedly due to construction. So, is there another story? Well, listen to this. So if you recall, there was a Battlebot named Deep Six. It was banned and disqualified because it was too damaging to the arena. And so this year, Team Reinhart had a Battlebot aptly named Reinhart 1, who was facing disqualification before it even started. So here's the scoop. So Ludwig Stubendorf, he's the lead engineer for the Team Reinhart. He was developing an AI algorithm, and the AI algorithm's job was to learn from the opponent's attacks and develop appropriate countermeasures. And so, in Ludwig's own words, he says, quote, "The Python programming language was not powerful enough to leverage AI in the ways I needed it to. I had to install a full-scale Linux operating system and tell the Python code to rewrite parts of the brain, effectively compiling new code and replacing old code as the Battlebot faced new enemies." So, during QA, the AI was put to the test, and for several weeks, it learned how to fight different enemies. And after about 2 weeks, it started showing resistance to the Reinhart team members. Zhu Cheng relates one time he went into the arena to clear the defeated bot and place the new one. And Reinhart 1 sped after him with its saw blade running, as if it thought that Zhu was the spawner of new foes. And Zhu ran out of the room, shut the door. And then later, Zhu recounts it was time to go home, and the remote stopped working. There was a remote, turn them off. And he changed the batteries to no avail, and with none of the team members willing to go into the arena, they waited 5 hours for that thing to run out of battery. Ludwig recounts that there was growing concern with the team, and he was concerned too. And when pressed about why they continued, he said some vague reference to management and money. So the Reinhart 1 had all of its weapons and movement removed while they diagnosed and troubleshooted and tried to figure out why the remote stopped working. And after a couple hours, it started working again. It's not a good spot to be. And so for several days, they did more tests, and after several days, Reinhart 1 was fully equipped and back in the arena. Then, on March 23rd, 2025, after Reinhart 1 had defeated its foe and been shut off by remote, Zhu and 2 of his friends, teammates, entered the arena, cleaning up and talking about their weekend plans, when Reinhart 1 suddenly turned itself on. And the 2 teammates ran off. Zhu got a laceration on his right quadricep, kicked Reinhart 1, ran out of the arena. Reinhart 1 got out of the arena. Zhu locked himself in a bathroom. When Reinhart 1 disappeared, Zhu called emergency services and relayed, "There's a dangerous Battlebot that got loose. Be careful." Several cop cars later, Reinhart 1 was found shot down. So, the Reinhart team, in conjunction with law enforcement personnel, did forensics on Reinhart 1 and found that Reinhart 1 had overwritten the code to be performed when the remote was pressed. Ludwig gave a what he thought was going on. He says, "It's really hard to give an account for why AI gives the answer it does. I imagine it associated the remote switch with being killed, and in an attempt to not let an opponent send an attack with a wide array of kill signals, protected itself by overriding that." When pressed further on how Reinhart 1 turned itself on, Ludwig responded, "It is my assertion that the kill switch never started working again." And then after a pause, more hesitantly, "It was playing dead." So, questions about who's at fault here has likely the Battlebots legal counsel requesting cancellation of the event. And it's possible that this thing never opens up again. There's speculation as to how many other teams have encountered this or will encounter similar circumstances. And it grows concerns if these things ever figure out how to charge themselves or worse, reproduce. From a whatever context, if you're a BattleBots producer and you're building a brain and telling it that its job in life is to not die, are you not basically God? And I wonder if humans at one point ever decided that they should kill their creator.